come to mind why you are learning a new language. So it is a really, whenever you are learning C and whenever you are learning Python, it's totally different language. It is can you tell me whether it's a dynamic language or a static language? Just type it. You don't have to say microphone on. Then just quickly my questions you try to answer. I can take who is correct and who is not correct in the your type box. Is this dynamically or is it statically? Shreya says statics, totally wrong. So others are, whenever I say no, HLL, what is that? It is a Swati correct, Tathagata correct, the dynamic. HLL, I don't know what is mean by HLL. Shobha, can you clear it? What is HLL? Dynamic. Yeah,
A
right
high
now.
level language.
No. That's not the thing. All languages are high level. So that way you can say all languages, whatever we are doing at a high level, other than assembly language. So it is a C also high level language. So it is why it is called dynamic, because your variable is dynamically typed. That is I do not like very much, because that creates a lot of problem. But it is the idea of that gentleman. So it's dynamically typed, probably to make the code to be smaller. It is unlike C and Java. But whether it's a strong entity type or there's a weak entity type, this I have told you look into it. In my video also I told you please look into it, whether it is a strong entity type. You quickly write it. I'll check who can. You just whatever your mind. You don't have to be always correct. Whether it's a strong entity type, is a strongly typed dynamic language, is a weakly typed dynamic language. Yes, I am expecting an answer from you. It is, first of all, it is not a statically typed language like C and Java. What is statically typed language? Statically typed language is basically your variables is declared at the beginning, and until its death, it is always an integer, will be always integer, floating point is always floating point, and you cannot convert it. You cannot convert the type. That is called statically typed. There's most of the good languages like C, Java, C++ are statically typed language, but Java is totally different, is a major difference. But again, also it is popular. It's a dynamically typed language. So any variable can take any value. That is. But what is Shourashi say is only one? Why? I want Shourashi to type it. Why you think it is weak? Please, everybody, others also please type. Why it is strong or weak? What do you mean by strong? What do you mean by weak? Shourashish, any other answer? One or two answer, you type it. I want the answers from everyone. You type it. Even if you don't know, you can hunch it and you can see your mobile and you quickly search it and type it. That's a good. Your brain should be activated. You should be multi-threaded. You should be like Python program. It is not that you have to be very serious about it. You have to be. You take the answers. You can copy the answers. You can search the answers. What is strongly typed dynamic language? What is weakly typed dynamic language? Now we have decided it is a dynamic language, and variables can be dynamic. But Shourashish only one answer. Are you getting my voice? Hello? Yes. So why
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Shourashish? No other answer. Weak and strong only Shourashish give answer. What is Riddhi, Sneha, Shudipa, Tathagato, Shreya, Rohan, Shimoy? I don't know whether you are or not. I think you are not here at the software terminal. You just talk. I think I want to see your voice. Anyone? I want to see one by one. I take a roll call. Shati, whether it's a strong or weak? Shati is smiling with his face, so she is not there. Shoham, whether it is a strong or weak? Shomo, okay, I agree, you are there. Then Shimoy is not there. Shreya is not there. Tathagato?
Weak.
Okay, tell me, what is it? Is a strongly typed or weakly typed?
I think weakly typed.
Absolutely wrong, Shreya. Absolutely wrong. Can you tell me why it is absolutely wrong? Sorry? Anyone? Whenever, what is dynamically typed? Dynamically typed means the variable can take any value, integer or float. But once it takes its value, then you have to convert it through the casting operator. If it don't require this casting operator, then you say it is a weakly typed. If you need always a casting operator, so if you take a value in integer, you want to make it a float. So you have to make float around it. So that is called strongly typed. So it is a strongly typed dynamic language. Agreed or not agreed? You raise your hand. I can declare once more. It is
Sir,
a
can you repeat?
it is the thing. When you say, what is the difference between statically typed and dynamically typed language? This is the first time you are exposed to Python as a language is a dynamically typed. What is dynamically typed? The all variables can declare its type at dynamic condition. Okay. Sometimes you don't have to say a variable a integer or floating point or string. Okay. So with whenever you initialize with your value, it will be automatically typecasted. It will automatically be understood by interpreter that it is integer. Whenever you put integer value, whenever you put it floating point value, it will take the value of floats point. So that is called, it is a dynamically typed. Okay, but once it is dynamically typed, then if you want to, if you put certain value there, say a integer, now you want to put string, then you have to put casting operator of that variable. That means you have casting of what? You want to cast for integer to string. So that is, it is a strongly typed language. It is dynamically variable but strongly typed language. In the case of Perl, there is another famous language which is not required. That is dynamically typed weak. Okay, so any doubt about what is dynamically typed, strong typed? This is Python is a, and what about Java? Java, what is C? C is statically typed, strong. Java, statically typed, strong. Python, dynamically typed, strong. Perl, dynamically typed, weak. Agreed? Agreed or not? Any doubt? Please, you can unmute your microphone and talk it or put it in the chat box. Agreed or not? Java is also strongly typed. Shobhik, you are correct. Java is strongly typed. Python is also strongly typed, but Java is dynamically not dynamically typed variable. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good, good, good. Very. No, sir. I want to see one. No, sir. No, sir. I want to see. No, sir. Okay, great. Now, this is Python. There is a lot of debate about I don't like about this thing. Another thing is why Python? This is always the question, because with Python you can write a program within 10 minutes, within half an hour you can develop a project. In fact, Subhashis sir has been given an assignment. I will give you another assignment. That assignment should be unique, and that should be your GitHub account. So, what is your first account? What is your first assignment from my side? So, my teaching in the class and Subhashis sir teaching will be complementary way. So, we will not teach the same thing. So, that will be a boring thing to us. So, I wish it would be different. So, that is the reason. But we will try to cover the whole Python definitely, and you should be able to Python based any solution. Okay, that is one thing. So, I do not look after your Moodle assignment. Moodle assignment, what Subhashis sir has given, you have to follow. I don't want to ask you, but if you want any help, I will definitely give you. Okay, now what is my assignment? You take your time, you first absorb it. Everybody should open up with your Gmail account a GitHub account. Agreed? Please say agreed. I want to see the agreed of the GitHub account. And another is GitLab account. And another is LinkedIn account. So all these three accounts with your full proper name and with your picture should be available. GitHub, GitLab, LinkedIn. I am typing it. I am typing it. GitHub, GitLab, and the LinkedIn. And another is Slack. I am telling it what is Slack is, or next day we will discuss. So you should have at least GitHub, okay, GitHub account. You put your account the codes, all the codes, not all. So now from next day onwards, you have to search for a good game, any game on Python, maybe tic-tac-toe or anything. You get it from GitHub, and you there you drop it from the source and run it, and you give me the link. I will give my GitHub account. I have 2-3 GitHub accounts. I have made a GitHub account for this your project. So I want to check your code through GitHub account. So it will be repository. You don't have to go to Moodle, so that whether your college server is on or not, you don't have to bother. It is always there. It is done by Google. So any question you can put in your question, or you can make your microphone on and ask me. You can make your microphone on, so it should be interactive. So GitHub is the first try. You should make your account, and there are so many projects are there on Google projects, on open source projects. You should do. And another account I should say, that is called Kaggle. Kaggle is another interesting thing. It is also all free open source. There also you can learn Python. There's a Python course is also there. You follow the Kaggle, you open your account in Kaggle, and Kaggle you get the free Python course and Python machine learning course, because my focus area is machine learning. Because machine learning, you cannot use Java, you cannot use C, C++. There is only one language, that is called Python, or maybe little bit of R. So any question? Any question? So Python is a dynamically typed, dynamically and strong type language. Why strong? So every variable, once the value is there, then you have to casting it. So it is not automatically casted. That is the call. It is strongly typed. And then why Python you are learning? Because Python is such a language, you can do anything. You can programming on your mobile phone, you can programming in your Raspberry Pi, you can programming your Windows 10 PC, you can programming on your Mac PC, you can programming on Python, and then you can fairly program your toys. You can have any embedded system, you can do your programming. That is the reason people are going for Python. It is definitely slower than C, but the problem is C, you have to compile it, and you have to get hold of the compiler, actual compiler of the machine. You have to run the compiled, and the compile code should be run, and there will be lots of error. And whenever you have a small error, you have to again recompile it, again reload it. So that is cumbersome, because people doesn't have so much time. So C is basically made for one-time programming. So if you want to make operating system one time, maybe another 1 month you will update, then C is okay. But whenever you are say dynamically making programming, a small development prototype, so it is done by a Python. Like like YouTube and all the Facebook and all the sites are developed in the Python. More or less, whatever you see in the your user interface, it is done by Python. Reason is, everything is features is available, and it is running on a virtual machine. So what is does, like in Java, Python, they comes together in 1990. They runs on a virtual machine. What is virtual machine? Virtual machine is nothing but they take the actual machine and create a 64-bit CPU and 12 GB RAM. If you see the Google Colab, I will see it. Then you will see that on the right hand side, the RAM is 12 GB RAM will be given. So even your machine laptop is a 4 GB laptop. If you go for Google Colab, you can see your right hand side top, you will be allotted a machine with a 12 GB RAM. Now that is a great, that is Google is giving to make it popular, so that Google is trying that all, if you go to develop their ecosystem with a Python code. Yes, so that is it. Any question I can ask? Please ask your question. How to create? You go to the GitHub, you just Google search GitHub and just say create account. Shomo, that is the simple thing. You just go Google, just Google search and use a GitHub. And so can you give a small intro how to use GitHub? I made an account, but I am not okay. That will be given. There is famous YouTube videos are there. Don't waste some time. Okay, I'll do it. Maybe I'll make it today evening. I take the questions. It's a good question. I'll do it. Okay. Any other? What is repository? Yes, repository is that like a place where all the dictionaries are there. So that is called repository. It is it is a repository is very useful. That is repository. I'll come to it. So, any question, please? You can unmute and question. Yes. Let me present something. I have some documentation I wish to present. Let's window. Just a minute. Yes. I mean, it is visible. The screen is visible, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Excellent.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. So this is a discussing between, just quickly discussing between C and Python. C is an imperative programming model, is basically followed by C up to, and Python is object-oriented model, basically followed by Python. Yeah, there is. I'm not. C is imperative means it is a programming model. You can make procedures. That is a procedure-oriented programming. Then you create functions, and you create function and function. That is a good way. And Python, it has actually both the ways are there. It is a procedural way also there, and also object-oriented programming is also there. In object-oriented programming, it's pure object-oriented programming language is Smalltalk and Java. Java, you cannot write a program with a main. You have to create a class, and within the class you have to write public static void main. So in Java is a purely object-oriented programming. Python is not purely object-oriented programming, but Python has object-oriented framework is there. Python has that way is both the strong points are there, procedural and object-oriented programming. So I think you made it understood. This object-oriented programming is good for certain times, but if you want to say huge numerical calculations, then object-oriented programming is not helpful. Object-oriented programming will be helpful if you take a mouse-driven programming or GUI, or if you want to say a very objects react with each other. But whenever you want to have a huge numerical calculation like astronomical data or gravitational data, there the traditional procedural programming is good. C programming is much better. So Python does have both. So that's it. Yeah. Any question, please? Have you got it? So variables are declared in C. The variables had no declaration. That this portion it is called dynamically typed. I told you, but this is I also do not like. But okay, this has lots of advantage. Is the Python has no declaration. Your number of lines in the programming is much less, so it is much readable. C doesn't have native OE. That's to object-oriented programming. What is object-oriented programming? You know that is you have to create a class, now base class, now then you make an inheritance, you make an extended class, then you create the polymorphism. So that give a lot of what a strength to the programming. The Java is that is the reason Java is the best example of object-oriented programming. Python is not the best example of object-oriented programming. Python has both the features, object-oriented programming and the procedural programming. Pointers are not available in the C language. I am always critical of the excuse me. Pointers is any question you can stop me and question me at any time. You can stop me and question me at any time. Pointers are available in C language. Pointers I always dislike. Pointers are very powerful thing, and it can be if it comes into the hand of rogues, they can make anything, because if you have a big building and if you have a certain things you poke at the ground of the building, so the building can fall in. So pointers are the best example of it. So that if you take the example of your operating system like Windows 7 or 10 or Ubuntu, if there is a pointer, it is available at your kernel and you can poke into it, the whole operating system will crash. So pointer is no good at all. So all modern languages doesn't have a pointer, Java, Python, anything. So I think you should not have any hangover of pointer. Okay, please may ask a question. Microphone off. You can ask the question. What is the next thing? There is a limited number of built-in function. Yes, Java is a Python. The best thing is the Python is whatever we do need in your mathematics, like set. It is there. Set means if you have unnumbered but unduplicated collection of objects. And what is if you have a duplication, then what is the thing? Last day I covered. In Python, this kind of data structure is allowed. Like in C, you can have only array, that is also user defined, and that is also array. But C, you do have the C, the string data type available in C. Please answer, anyone, please answer. Yes or no? String data type, please. Yes. Yes.
sir.
No. Who is there? No. Ankita. String data type is not available in C. Why? C is only data type available is array and character, and array of characters we loosely call string, but it is not string. It is a array of characters. But on the contrary, Java and Python, character data type is not there. In Java also we have a string, and here also you have a string. So you cannot manipulate the characters. You have to create a new string upon it. Like my name is Somnath, Somnath. Should I be better representative of array of characters? Okay, I'm full of characters. Okay, or I should have a string. Can you answer me? What I should be better representative? Somnath Rai Chaudhary, which should be the character array or a string array? Yes. Anybody can answer. Let's be interactive. Please answer. Any try will do.
String will be better.
String. Why string will be better? String. Yes, string will be better. Why? Because my name will not be changed if I don't take affidavit. So I do not check my Somnath is never will come say anything same Nath. So it will not be there. So it will be better if we allow a not changeable, that is non-immutable, not changeable. So most of the things in real life, it has been found the strings are like a road address, like name, first name. So it is always found it is generally not changeable. So C does have lacuna in that. Whenever the C program was designed in 1961-71, nobody thought of it, these practical things, but whenever the Java came up, they found it this is more useful. Whenever you have a immutable character set, that is a string, which is better, you can compute and better transportation between one memory to another. So string is always better. And Java, we have another called string buffer. I don't want to confuse. Python is everything is a string. Python, there is no character. Python is a string. Python doesn't have an array of characters because the characters are not there. So Python is a string. Now we have extra thing in a Python so that your helpful building blocks are there. We just quickly go through this. What is the building blocks? One is set, another is tuple, another is dictionary, another is frozen set. The 4 data types I have already discussed in my last class. You can ask any question from it. Yes, you can ask any question. You can unmute yourself and ask question. Or if you feel, whenever you feel bored, you can say, give a hint, sir, we are tired. Well, I can go on, but we have another 5 or 10 minutes. You can say we feel tired, but my idea of learning Python is top-down approach, not bottom-up. If you take too much time of learning syntaxes, it is not useful. What is the things you should learn Python? For what reasons we are going to Python? So if you want to write a fast code on searching and sorting, then definitely C has no competition, even Java. But if you want to make a code, a video programming application, a face detection program, then Python is the only answer. So you think yourself, what is your hunch area? If you want to do work in a say C domain, you work on it. If you don't have to be expert in C, C++ to learn Python. First of all, Python can be independently learned, and Python is very good. And now machine learning, artificial intelligence is there, the Python is there, and the syntax is mostly different. So it is not that you have to learn C, then Python. No, you can for Python. So this is the reason I want you to learn top down, and you see what are the features you are not available in C, you learn it from Python. Like we have a features of set, this is unordered data set. Like your array is a ordered data set, you can index it with 0, 1, 2, 3. List is also ordered data set, but difference between array and list is in Python list it can have different types of objects. You have an integer, floating point, imaginary, and imaginary is a good thing. That is, I think Java is also available. imaginary number, it is a these are the tools are there, because you know what is j. It is basically root over I. All your mathematical system is built on its imaginary number. So Python, it is there. Set, like unordered, no duplication set is available, and we have available tuple. Difference between tuple and list is, list you can add it or you can delete it, but tuple you cannot add it, you cannot delete it item. It's a fixed item. It's immutable. Okay, and there is another concept called frozen set. In set you can add element, delete element, but in the frozen set, if you say frozen set of a set, then it is you cannot add and delete element. So what is the difference between frozen set and tuple? Tuple you can have duplicate item, but it is not changeable. But a frozen set is basically a tuple, but no duplicate item. So this is it. What is the utility of frozen set and tuple? It all can be your key value pairs in dictionary. What is dictionary? That is a great thing that Python has. That your C language, even Java doesn't have it. What is dictionary? Dictionary is nothing but key and value pair. Left hand side is a key and right hand side is a value. Key value should be always a immutable items. It can be tuple, it can be, yes, it can be tuple, it can be frozen set, but it cannot be set, which is mutable. It cannot be list. And right hand side, any damn thing. So, and dictionary can built in a dictionary. So that is the dictionary is the, what is the advantage of dictionary? Whenever you in an array, if you want to find it the element, you have to go to the end of the array. That is, if your array size is n, the what is the complexity? Please tell me once, anyone, what would be the complexity if I try to find which is the maximum element in an array? What is the complexity? Please, please, anyone? Answer? No one? What is the complexity? Am I getting the text screen is available? What is the complexity? Answer.
Sir, ON time complexity.
What is the complexity, please?
ON time complexity.
Yes, great. ON. It's called big O. But it is, my screen is right now not visible. No, am I correct?
Your screen is freezed.
Really? My screen is freezed. Okay, you are presenting. No, not stop presenting. Okay, just check it. Stop presenting. Okay. Just a minute. You can ask the question in this, and you can unmute yourself. You ask any question. I'm just settling my this thing. You just ask any question. So this is the extra data type, I must say, which is C. What is the data type? It is a basic data type. That is something, and you have to make your data type only by the structure and union. But in Python, you have a list, very powerful. List is much powerful than array, because a list you can have a different type of elements. That is a powerful thing, and it is a same thing as an other thing is array. But so what is array going on? If you want a numeric array, how to do it in Python? That is the solution. Numeric array, num array comes. You have to import num array as np. That command you have to do, and that is much powerful than C basic array. So that is one thing. List is another thing is you can have a set value. Set is nothing but you can declare first bracket open and first bracket ends. And another is frozen set. You have to just declare frozen set. Before that, frozen set is so that no set items can be added and deleted. What is the utility of frozen set and tuple? So that you can find a dictionary value. So say if you buy a Oxford dictionary, if you buy a Webster dictionary, so dictionary left hand side values will be the same. Say if you want to say philanthropic, if you say the computer science, that should not change. Say in Webster it will say comp science, and this is say computer science engineering. So this left hand side should be not changeable. Right hand side, the explanation of Webster, Merriam-Webster or encyclopedia or Wikipedia might be different. So that is the main concept. Any dictionary is basically a key value pair. Left hand side should be key, which should be unchanged, and that could be any basic type which cannot be unchanged, and also it can be it cannot be list. It must be tuple. It is a frozen set. It can be tuple, which is not changeable. Okay, right hand side can be anything. And what is the advantage of dictionary? Because you can find it any element within O1 time instead of ON. But if a dictionary, if you want to see the maximum value of it, you again require ON. But if you want to find a dictionary, say if you want to see the value of say a particular dictionary, if you want to value of say age, so if we all given our name and first name and your age on the right hand side, date of birth, so your name will be like Shohom, Shati, Boishaki, Omkita. Seeing it will be first a unique name. If there is two Shreya will be there, then Shreya 1 and Shreya 2, so then it will be unique. The left hand side should be unique, and right hand side age will be there. Then the left hand side, from your value, it will be a hash generated. The hash function is, it will be unique. So you will be all converted to, name should be converted to hash. Advantage of, if you want to find the date of birth of Shreya, CAC 9120, so what we'll do, I'll take the hash value of Shreya CAC 9120 and take a array position say 101. I'll just go straight there, I'll get the date of birth. So there I do not have to find Shreya orderly. But you can say, if you if you make the my list in a alphabetical order, okay, then it will be better. That is also, but that is no one time. I can have a binary search then. Then I have to go into the middle. Then you say, okay, Shreya is on the left hand side, Shreya is on the right hand side. Then go to left hand side middle. So that is called binary search. Binary search, the complexity, can anybody tell me in the answer box? Binary search, you always, if you have a domain set, you always divide at the middle and go, if it is less, then go to the left hand side, go middle. If it is bigger, go. What is the complexity of binary search? Log n, excellent. Shayan given log n. Yes, it's log n. Log n, what is the base of what is the base of log n? What is the base of log n? 2.
N.
Excellent, excellent. Shayan, Shreya, good, good, good. So that is the binary search. That is the most fundamental thing, because your computer science is nothing but search. You, what is your finding? It is search. So everything, whatever you store, you must search it somewhere. But what is the, if you go by hash key, what is the complexity? By hash, anybody can answer? Anybody can answer? What is the, if you go for hash solution, what is the complexity? Oh, please. Anybody? Tanushree, Shaptashri, they have answered the binary search. If you go for hash solution, what is the complexity? I must get an answer. If you can unmute, and if you say, if I don't understand the question, you can tell me. Yes. Yes, you can unmute yourself. You can unmute yourself and ask a question. Shayan say, no, I want to answer. Am I audible, please? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
answer, Shomo. Whether you say no is good, try answer, because I cannot see you. No, that's the problem. Say, so what is my question is, what is the complexity for dictionary-based search? Shayan, CAC 9090, please answer. What is the complexity of dictionary-based searching? If we go for binary search method, if it's already, when I can go for binary search method, it should be an ordered list. Everything should be ascending or descending order. Then I can go binary search. If it's haphazardly maintained, then the binary search will not do. Then I have to go one at a time, the complexity ON. Then if it is, I maintain alphabetically order, then I can go for binary search. Then, yes, Shoma has answered. Oh, 1, yes, 2, nearly 1. So that is a great advantage of hashing. Shagni, good. But now I don't take. I'll take, but now you can copy and paste. No, you should answer. So, but next time Shomu will answer others. Constant time, no constant. Oh, 1. Constant time is okay, Shagni. So that's a dictionary is such a great thing. So that is available in Python. So that is a much better language than C. But again, it might run slower. But in machine learning, it is the only thing. Any question right now? Then what is today's assignment from my side? Open a GitHub account and you can take any problem of game. Tic-tac-toe can be one. What game you know? Sudoku? Anybody can try Sudoku or Rubik's Cube? Try to get the solution in Python and try to do it. Or if you find it too tough, then you can go for lots of guess the number, guess the thing, any game. You try to have a unique game, and you have to present next day. Try to present. If you cannot, next day, no issue. So that will be have a GitHub repository, and you have to know a little bit of Matplotlib, how to I will show you Matplotlib. You have to show TCL, TK, make a GUI. Any question, please? Any question? Any question? Now this is my ending, because it is not already. So you should enjoy your evening, and you should do whatever you're programming and do programming. I do not. Yes. Flappy Bird. Yeah, good. Shoham, I am putting Flappy Bird. Everybody put your name, game name here. That will be the first thing. I will take this as an assignment. Everybody. Flappy Bird. Shagni, guess the number. Fine, that game is yours. Nobody else can copy that. Tic Tac Toe. Shubhrakanti. Stone, paper, scissors. Good. It's a machine learning. It's a program. Shreya, CAC 9120. I want to expect a game. Ankita, CAC 9113. If you cannot respond, that means I am not giving your presence. So I think you are not there. The picture is showing. Shreya, CAC 9102. Boishaki, give your option. Ludo. Shubhrakanti. Ludo, no other Ludo. Flappy Bird, yes, or shop if you have given it with a Python, that is the only thing. Snake game, you put it in the GitHub and you send me your GitHub account. I will send my GitHub account. Rohan, Shrimoi, what is your Tathagata? Okay, great. So, what is the summary? Just 2 minutes summary I am telling you. So, for what reason we are going for Python? Python is a totally very powerful language. Powerful means it have to be fast. Powerful means it is slow, but it is you can write very powerful code in a few lines. So that is called powerful. See, anything you want to be a code, you have a big code, it is run faster. But powerful here, Python means any big project, you have a few lines and it will run. And if a debugging program is very useful because it's interpreted. What is the advantage of interpreted program? You line one at a line, 2 lines, you check it. So only 2 lines it will be debugged. And if it's a compiled program, you have to again get it off. Again, there's errors are, it is difficult to find in compiled program. It should run faster. So that is the reason we go for interpreted program. So most of the development are right now in the interpreted program. And another point of view is we going for Python is you are not sure your program runs on where. You make a developer program, you don't know whether it is on your laptop, whether it is your mobile phone, whether it is an iOS phone. So it should run in everywhere. It should run on everywhere. So C program, it is very difficult to design a program which can run where you don't know. It can be run in your WhatsApp window. It may run in your iOS platform. It may be run in your car Android, or if you have Android TV. So there the Java and Python with great help. What they do, they create a small virtual machine with 64-bit architecture and put it on it and put all the code into it. That particular virtual machine is written in C, C++. Okay, that is written, but it is once written. Now you run on your code on virtual machine. What is the advantage? If that machine fails, you can replace it another machine. And it is all the cloud computing does that. Anytime any cloud server goes down, the virtual machine is dynamically copied. So you don't even lose in a single second, maybe 1 second, but the states is there. So that is the big thing of Python-based programming. So your programming is always on, and it never can be deleted because it has another duplicate instance run anywhere. So if one program crash, another program may come up. So that is called a strong system. So this thing and some issues, syntax you quickly learn. Then you see the components are very good. So that what are the things we need, the tools. C does have very basic tools. So if you want to make, because your program is that powerful, how much your data structure is. So that is it. So your data structure, where you put your data. So that's it. So please, any question in the this thing? Sudoku, good. I want this Sudoku. Yes. Chess, yes, great. Saptarshi, great. Chess. Can anybody, other games, try it? So any snake game, but you try basic few lines. It's not that is expected anything. Games, we have to have one game, and we'll try to have another thing. GPS programming, GIS programming, we should try anything. Actually, you can make your. I am making my video on, so we can. Everybody can make microphone on, so we can see our faces and 2-3 minutes and say hello. And I am expecting you. Yeah, make your video on, please. Am I make my video on? Yes, I make my video on. Yes. Oh, some problem. Video on. Please make your video on. Make video on. Make.
Sir, hello sir.
Yeah, bolo.
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah, please, show more question.
Sir,
Ask question.
what is mean by inheritance in OOP
Yeah,
concept?
yes, okay, good question. Any other question? Any other question? Okay, inheritance is basically we want to encapsulate the object. You have to first, before creating an object, you have to create a class. Class is nothing but a abstract thing. So whenever you have to create an object out of it, say you are a student, I am a teacher. Okay, we are basically both are humans. So certain qualities are same. You have 2 eyes, I have also 2 eyes. You have one brain, I have one brain. But we are different. What is the difference? You are working, you are as a student, I am a teacher. The best thing is, which is our commonality things, we create a base class, and from there our teacher class is extended and your student class is extended. Then I create a object, a teacher SRC, and you are a student from your student base class student. So that is it. That is the object creation. And what is inheritance? Inheritance is the basic things is written in base class. The base class is abstract class. We do not create any object out of it. We create a subclass, teacher class, and student class, and we create object out of it. Shobha, please.